Hello everyone, Forever Mr. 11 here, back again with another video. I am starting fresh, just like we did in the reset tutorial of a previous video. So I'm going to do a little bit of a playthrough here. I created a Purifier build, which I will link once I get it maxed out. But in the meantime, we're going to do some playthroughs here, kind of, the evolution of it and where to put your points as you're leveling. So feel free to play along with me and follow along with me on this build. I think it's going to be a pretty effective build. And then stay tuned. I have another build that I'm going to be releasing as well, probably in tandem with this one over the next week. So let's go ahead and get started here. I got this on veteran difficulty since I've played a lot of this game and all other ARPGs. So as you saw from the reset tutorial, I already went through all the cutscenes and everything. I like to zoom my camera out as much as possible so I can see everything. I kind of want to go through this whole thing here where we check all the lore and everything. So that's what we're going to do today. So looks like we have my left and right click are good. AWSD, okay.
Still drawing breath, I see. You're one lucky bastard, I'll give you that. Best go speak to Captain Bourbon right away. He seems to have a plan for you now that we've spared your life. You were possessed, so we strung you up. Seems the spirit fled your body before your life ran out. I'd have left you to hang, but the captain had other plans. He sees some purpose in you, and I'm not going to argue. He's up the road, in the courtyard. Don't make me regret cutting you down. What are you standing around here for? If you're not gonna make yourself useful, we may as well get another noose ready. No sense in keeping around another mouth to feed. You slow or something? Captain Bourbon is up the road, by the stone bridge. Now move.
That guy doesn't seem too polite. So I did this whole story before, and I kind of wanted to revisit it and do it again so I could fully understand the lore behind it.
So you're the one we almost hung. I didn't really see a sense in it, but then again, no one really cares what old Barnabas thinks. You really should go speak with the captain. He'll be the one deciding whether there's a place for you here at Devil's Crossing.
All right. Oh look, it's the possessed one. Tell you what, I've got something that needs doing and I'll pay good to see it done. Sounds like a bounty guy. I'm not quite sure you've got what it takes, but come back with some blood on your boots and maybe I'll reconsider. Just try to make sure it's not your own blood, alright? Sorry, but I can't let you enter. You need to be cleared by the captain before I let you through. Well met, friend. Have I seen you before? Perhaps we've met on the road somewhere. Corey's my name, and I'm a traveler, a trader, a keeper of strange. There was a time when, well, no matter, I've traveled far, always in the shadows. Say no more. I have just a product for you. Receive item. Illusion be gone. Huh. Looks like we got an item. Filled with 100% authentic illusion powers, purging power. Right click to remove illusion. Not really sure what that's used for, but we'll just hold on to it for now. That's why it's good to talk to all these people. Greetings, I am Lancel, and I've traveled the world in search of one worthy of my collection. Are you such a one? Okay, so he's giving me Illusion Be Gone too, looks like. So I should have two of them now. Oh, looks like they're attacking. That's interesting. Not my concern with the city guard.
Looking too bad for someone just come back from the brink of death. You were taken, possessed by the same creatures that have been reanimating these zombies here. Normally I'd have burned you with the rest to be safe, but we've lost too many people to the dead. I need someone expendable. Someone with nothing to lose, but a lot to gain. Right now, you're that person. Prove your worth to me, and the survivors of Devil's Crossing may just welcome you. The bodies of the dead are rising again in some horrible unlife. Corpses don't just get up and move around on their own. Something is reanimating our deceased with ethereal energy. We have observed the dead for some time, and they appear to be flooding Lower Crossing from the burial hill, just beyond town. I want you to go to the burial hill, find whatever is controlling these abominations, and destroy it.
Alright, let's see.
You will need to fight your way through Lower Crossing. Once you've crossed the stream on the far side of town, there will be a beaten path leading up to Burial Hill. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I'd be asking a lot of my people to welcome you with open arms too. Help us in our hour of need, and I will open Devil's Crossing to you.
Alright, I guess that's it. So let's go start our journey. So obviously I have nothing on me except this very horrible gear. And I need guns for the build that I'm doing because we are doing a Purifier. So let's go get some guns. I like to set mine up with the weapon attack on the right, and because I don't want to accidentally click an enemy and hit them, so I walk with left and I attack with right. I find good in the beginning when you're not too strong to focus on one enemy, less people hitting you. Alright, we got our first level, that's good. Still no gear, no weapons, nothing. Alright, so we did get our first level. Couldn't throw that into physique. You typically don't want to put any points into cunning and spirit unless you absolutely have to. Physique is pretty much the end all be all. So pretty much put all your points into physique unless you need cunning or spirit for your gear. And your gear is going to give you a lot of that anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. Alright, let's check our skills here. I did forget to do that. Alright, so we need to decide what we're going to start with. Because we want to dual wield, it's going to probably be in our best interest to start with Inquisitor. So let's do that. And what we're trying to build up to is range expertise. We're going to put 1 point in there. And then the next one here. And then we're going to be going for bursting round next. But we got to get a gun first. So I'm not really seeing any drops here. Hopefully we'll get something soon. Even a better melee weapon would be good at this point. Look at that. Looks like we did get a gun. Let's take a look at our gear here. Oh, plus 18 damage. Yeah, that's going to be huge. That's going to literally be a game changer right off the bat. So we're going to go ahead and take that. We're not going to need this club anymore. And there's a note. I'm trapped. I realize now I will die in this house. Margaret, I fear that you're already dead. And so it may not be so bad if I am shortly to join you. If by some miracle you yet live and return here to find this note, please know that I am not angry with you. I've never regretted our life together, but now only regret that I lost my temper and spoke unkind words when last we parted. I hope you will not think me a coward for what I am about to do. They are already in the house. I barricaded myself in this room, but it is only a matter of time before they break through. All I can do now is choose the manner in which I face death, and I would rather die a man than be changed into one of those horrid things or eaten alive. I will love you always. Oh, it's a love story. Interesting. So he decided to just commit suicide as opposed to deal with becoming one of these zombies. Oh, I'm curious. There must be some sort of proc on the gun because I don't have any abilities that do that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, chance on attack for fireball. This is a really good gun, actually. Let's see what's in this house. We could get lucky if find any more gear. Oh, look at that. So it is good to shoot things. We've got a nice pair of boots here. Really helped us out with our gear. Not looking so squishy anymore now, are we? Alright. Oh, hello. Gotta watch my health there. What do we got in here? Looks like there's a chest in here. Oh, what's this? Harbor Master's Log, Lower Crossing. Let's see what it says. Autumn fogs are appearing early this year, but traffic remains unusually high. There is a steady flow of a small craft coming down from Malmouth and the other townships to the northeast. Some of these boats are barely afloat, burdened with what looks like people's every possession. These travelers, sometimes entire families, bring with them strange tales of wars and the unnatural. Bunch of hogwash. Can't read that word. Hogwash riling up the soft town folks. Can't complain though. Keeps the dock busy. Most are westbound, trying to get as far away as they can. The lads at the docks are starting to lose their nerve. Some have talked about setting out to the west themselves, but I've assured them this is all nonsense and will pass. You are easily caught up in the energy of the moment. Now, guys, some of you may not like lore, and you may just, if you want to just skip through. I mean, I'm going to read most of these, so you could just skip through if you just want to see the build little by little as it grows. Alright, looks like we got our first coin here, 260. Oh, hello. Okay. Alright. So now we're cooking. We got some stuff going on here. Alright. Oh, look at that. Alright, shield axe. We don't really need that since we're doing a gun build. But we'll take care of anything else that we can get our hands on. Right now I have filters, no filters on. Down the road I will have filters on. The common gear, the white stuff, is really useless. I mean, when you're like the first 5 levels, it's useful, and it's not even worth picking up to sell. So once I head back to town for the first time, we will be dumping it all, and then I'll have it set where we don't pick it up anymore. So don't waste too much time picking up the whites. I mean, I technically could just do that right now because there's not a big point to it. Okay, I don't really see anything back here. Alright, looks like we're in a good spot to look at our skills here. We're going to throw another one to physique. Okay, we're going to go back to skills. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Alright, let's keep this going. Looks like we got some scrap. That's good. Looks like I picked up a component. So we have scrap. And then I got a component here. It says you can right click to apply an extra plating used in all armor. So, I mean, why not just throw it on the pair of shoes? Doesn't hurt. So that's the dash I'm doing, guys. I'm trying to keep my distance so I don't get hit too much. This build is all about just evading and shooting from a distance. So that's the goal here. Okay, this is a boss encounter. Little mini boss. Okay, so he's a reanimator, so killing all these ads is not the smartest thing to do. As you can see, he just keeps regenerating them. So my focus is really just him. Alright, we got him. Let's get all these ads down. Wow, nice gear drops there. So we got some uncommons, a couple rares. Alright. Little food rations. So food rations are pots. Alright. And let's see what we got here. Looks like we got a two-handed crossbow, a one-handed mace. Literally nothing we can use. This is crazy. Let's see. Leather pants. 24 armor versus 12 armor. We'll take the 24 armor. I'm almost tempted to just dump some of this stuff. Oh. Another level, good. Not really sure what that was. Alright. Alright, what do we got here? First, second entry, Journal of the Inquisitor Creed. Alright. Let's see what these are. Oh, there we go. I'm currently en route to the village of Burwich in order to investigate a number of strange incidents that have been reported in this area. As dusk is drawing near and the swamps of this region are said to be hazardous to travel at night, I've reluctantly taken up lodging at a small, squalid tavern in Lower Crossing. Perhaps I am wary from my hurried travels, but I feel as if there is a strange pressure and electricity built into the air. It is almost akin to the still before a thunderous summer gale, but yet the sun shines and not a cloud is to be seen. Everything seems as it should, but in my gut I feel that something terrible will soon come to pass. Well, I think that's obvious. Alright, Inquisitor Creed 2. As I was packing up to resume my journey to Burwich, my assistant was urgently requested at a logging camp at Old Grove, west of Devil's Crossing, where strange animal attacks have left 3 lumbermen listless and pale. I thought it said limbless. Upon arriving, I received somber greetings from the foreman, who informed me that the bitten workers had gone mad and fled the premises. They were reported to have spoken in an unknown tongue. The foreman showed me the remains of the animals. 2 gray foxes and a hound, suffering some sort of horrific mange, lay in hastily dug pit behind the old outhouse. The foreman told me the animals suddenly died when confronted by the workers, and a strange green vapor emanated from their remains. Well, that's the ether spirits. Shortly afterwards, the 3 lumbermen fell ill and their mental state rapidly deteriorated. It appears that my presence in this region is most warranted. Because we're the hero, guys. That's what we're going to do. We're going to save the world. Alright, let's see here. Oh. Some surprise enemies. I think we leveled 2. Let's take another look at that. We did. Let's get some more physique. So as you can see, the cunning and spirit are automatically going up anyways, and we also get it from our skills. So every point we're getting a little bit of everything here. Alright, next thing we're going to get is bursting rounds. So bursting rounds, we're eventually going to put more points in, but for now we're just putting the 1 point. We want to make sure we get our abilities. It goes back and forth whether you want to stack an ability or not, but we will be stacking an ability, but not until we get to level 10, where we get our next class. Once we get Demolitionist, then we will get our primary skill. The reason we didn't go there first is because we want to be able to dual wield. So we are looking for a pistol right now, and we're having no luck with that. So I'm sure once we get to town, the vendor in town will be able to offer us one, so I'm not too worried about that. I mean, I could port back right now and go get one if I really wanted to. Why don't we take a look at that anyways, because it looks like we got plenty of money. But we didn't finish our first quest. I don't even know if the vendor's going to be there right now. Well, let's go check. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anyone here to sell us anything. Oh, here we go. So we can get rid of all of this white gear. Now this one, are you sure you want to move reagents into your stash? This puts all of our reagents that we don't really need to hold into our stash. I'll show you that once we get into town and what that looks like. So it is always a good thing to do. So we're going to sell all this gear, get all our money. So looks like we have 865 iron. Let's go to the guns. They have anything that looks decent. Let's see. Nothing great. This one requires additional cunning. This one requires 83 cunning and we're at 78. This one requires 83 as well. And this one is physical damage, attack speed. This one is physical damage, attack speed. I mean, it's really not that important right now, to be honest with you. I think this is going to be the one to go. We don't have enough for that, so with 863, we can't get either of those. I think we should just get something we can use right now. So we'll just get that right now, replace that. And now we are dual wielding. There we are, looking sharp. Alright, let's go ahead and head back. Now we can see a little bit more about how this build is and the power of it. I mean, dual wielding's dual wielding, so there's not too much to note. So that's bursting rounds that we're seeing right there. As you can see, dual wielding makes a big difference. And that is the point of this build. So we want to keep our distance from this thing over here. This is the ether crystals. They do have a long range and they'll attack us, so as I get close, you'll see it starts attacking me. Alright, good to go there. Not really getting any drops. We are killing a bunch of small guys though. Alright, looks like we got another level. Let's take a peek at that. Let's go another one into physique. Got our ether crystals there, that's very good. And let's go look at our skills. I mean, every skill is making a big impact, so... Alright, next thing we're going to be getting is Deadly Aim and Word of Renewal. So let's move on and get some more. I'm not sure if you guys saw one of my earlier videos, but we're in the new interface right now, so graphics are a little bit better. And as you can see, I got the sphere-shaped health and energy. Energy is not really a factor with this build, so it's not something we really need to worry about in the least bit.
They can't do that yet.
Alright, so we found the cave that we were looking for. So obviously, like we talked about, this build is designed to keep your distance from the enemies as much as possible. Oh, looks like we have a boss.
They can't do
I
that.
don't think I positioned myself in the best way right here. Let's get back up the hill. These things are annoying. Alright, so it's another reanimator. Should have read his name. K-Slog the reanimator, so we gotta take him down. Okay, got a bot there.
Skill's not ready.
Well, this is definitely a boss fight, if I've ever seen one. Well, just remember too, guys, this is on veteran, so it's a little bit more difficult. I don't see myself dying from this, but it is taking a little bit longer than I'd like it to take to beat this guy. The reanimation really sucks. Alright, we're gonna have to get rid of some of these guys. Almost got him. There we go. Alright. He's down. Alright, let's see what kind of drops we got here. Looks like we got a few things. Some nice pants. We'll take those. Let's see. Cracked lodestone. This is used in all weapons. Grants lightning nova. Oh, okay. 1 to 2 lightning damage. I mean, I'm just going to keep using these. Why not? This is for weapon. Can't hurt to load yourself up. Another armor. We'll put those in those nice pants we got. What do we have here? This is a rare offhand. We don't need to worry about that. Alright, let's go down here. I did see a devotion shrine. Yeah, this doesn't look like an ambush. Oh, what do you know?
Can't do
Wow,
that
hello.
yet.
Alright. So this is a devotion shrine. Basically, these will get you your devotion points. So if you go to your skills tab and you go to devotion, you'll have this massive devotion tree. I've already put something together for you guys. There's this nice little search bar. So let's say, for example, you're looking for something with lightning. You can literally just type it in. It'll tell you all the lightning abilities. And that's pretty much the best way to get your builds going. That's how I built mine. Evaluated which ones I wanted to get to and figured out the best way to get there. So aether crystals are used for a great many things. One of them is to cleanse the shrines. So I just went ahead and did that. Looks like we got a little bit of gear here. Okay. Nothing useful there. Return to Captain John Bourbon. I do want to explore the rest of this dungeon though. So let's first put a point in for our devotion. Alright, so for this devotion, one of the first things we want to get for this build is going to be the tsunami. So we need 1 blue to start activating that, so that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So you'll see that this one here creates a chance on attack turret, which is an additional attack for us from our auto attacks, which is what we want. So we are going to build to that. So let's go ahead and finish off these guys and see if there's anything else of value in here. Oh, we'll take a level, that's valuable. So as you can see, our damage is scaling pretty good now. Go into physique. And let's go to our skills. Alright, definitely want to get Deadly Aim. This is one of the best abilities to get for this build, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Another thing we want to get is Word of Renewal. So with the power to destroy foes or revitalize allies with a single phase, Word of Power quickly became a staple of the Inquisitor arsenal. The Word of Renewal establishment Inquisitors priceless assets during the wartime due to its ability to invigorate the Inquisitor and their allies and steel them against opulent foes. So basically the most important part of this is that it heals us, and that's the most important thing, but it does also protect us against enemies. The ranged ones are going to be our biggest problem down the road. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take that one. Let's move on down the road here. So now we got to get our ability assigned. So I hit this a lot. So I'm going to put this one on not WS, Word of Renewal. Yeah, there's a lot of abilities that are granted by items. I'm not too worried about them. They're not really part of the build, and we'd have to keep changing them over and over again. So let's grab these just so we get some more iron and sell them. Let's do a little bit more killing. Alright, so this is the other side of the cave, and we got through. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head back to town and see if we can get into the town now.
The dead attacks have slowed and their numbers are thinning. I take that as a sign that you've dealt with the source? A creature was doing this? Disturbing. Thanks to your efforts, we may yet hold out here a little longer. I've sent word to the gate guard. Speak to him and he should let you in. Take some well-deserved time to rest and recover. Welcome to Devil's Crossing. I need some time to plan our strategy. In the meantime, there are others around Devil's Crossing who could use your help. Take a moment to mingle with your fellow survivors. Kasparov, our resident scientist, is really eager to speak with you. He babbled some nonsense, but I believe he wants to talk about your connection with the Ethereals. Barnabas, our handyman, said he needed help with our water pump. When you're done assisting them, speak with me in my office inside the prison. I'm still waiting for one of my scouts to report in. Take some time to mingle with the other survivors and speak to Kasparov and Barnabas. It sounds like they could use your help. Meet me in my office inside the prison when you're finished.
Alright, so it looks like we gain access to the prison, which they're holding down as a base. I'd like to ask a few more questions. I'll try my best to answer them. Okay, where are Casper and Barnabas again? We already know that. So he already said that. Taken, they refer to them as ethereals. What are ethereals? That's a tough question, nobody knows. Most of what I know is from old reports circulated by resistances shortly after the Grim Dawn. What was great when this game first came out, nobody really knew much about it and like what the story and lore was. And you had to kind of learn that by going through the game. Whatever horrific shape they deem necessary. I suppose you can count your blessings that you were not possessed long enough to experience this, as far as I can tell. Alright, so now looks like there's a bunch of quests we can pick up. I'd like to first sell my stuff, and then I want to get into town as well. Let's move everything to our stash. We don't need that. Looks like he does have some better guns here. So this one's good. It's better than both the ones we have, and it's pretty expensive compared to the iron bits we have. But I'd say it's probably worth it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. This one, as you can see, it's minus on both guns, so we're gonna sell that. I don't really know if it makes a difference, but I always keep the stronger weapon in my main hand instead of my offhand.
See you around.
Alright, so we've gained access to the prison. So you saw by that quest we just did, we got some reputation. This is where the reputation has an impact. When you become each of the different things with the faction, so once you're friendly, you get access to this stuff here. Respected, honored, and then revered. And this is where you get like the blueprints where you can make things, different dyes to dye your clothes, as well as the different gear and stuff like that. That's I mean, this isn't the best type of stuff. Later in the game, they you know, the higher up vendors, they have a lot better gear available for you. Alright, so one of the things I wanted to show you guys was the stash. This actually kind of goes from my reset tutorial. Basically, well, no, we don't have 25,000. So there's two different stashes. There's item transfer and this is like your personal stash for this character, but there is also an item transfer. So this basically holds all of your reagents, and it's for all characters, so it's all shared, so you don't have to worry about like lugging stuff around. So you can come in here and, like, for example, I don't have anything on this gun. Cracked lodestone component. So this one has a component, this one does not, so I can take this component and put it on here. There we are. Mutagenic Ichor. So poison damage over 5 seconds, another component I can add to, you know, a weapon if I want to go with poison, which I'm not doing. So I'm actually doing, this is going to be a lightning build essentially, so the cracked lodestones are good. So this is just a shared stash, then you can purchase more of them. There's no limit to the amount of storage. I mean, it's great how much storage space you have. They really did a good job with that. Alright, so let's go speak to everybody. Looks like there's a little note here. Let's see what that says. Now, I ain't a decent man. I sure ain't good at writing, but words need to get out about what this place really is. The prison ain't like no joint I've ever been in, and I've seen double my share. Men don't stay here long neither, and some of the lads they haul in, they ain't criminals, I know. The moment I see a man, I can tell by his eyes what he done wrong. These boys, I see fear. It's weird, the prisoners see fear. I seen the warden a couple of times, big man in black armor. If you ain't know any better, you think he was on the wrong side of the bars. Every day he and his lackeys take prisoners out to the hut in the yard by the dozen. They ain't never come out. Later a wagon rolls in by the hut, it's always full. So it seems like the warden was killing people. They don't let us out of our cells no more, but I can tell there ain't much left of us. The halls are quiet. I'm the last man in my row. The others, they was taken in yesterday's batch. I ain't asking for pity. I know my end's in the hut, but perhaps this note will be my one good deed in my pathetic life. So it's interesting because all that talk seems like this prison's a lot bigger than it is, but as you can see, it's not that big. Might have been a flaw in the creation. It's not very many cells. Alright, here's a quest.
Greetings, child. I am pleased to see that the taint of possession has left you. Should you require it, I offer spiritual guidance to the survivors. I will gladly extend this service to you. My knowledge of spirits has allowed me to devise a trap with which we were able to contain you and the ethereal that controlled you. It was not until the noose was firmly around your neck that the spirit left you, though. I'm afraid that I am not at all fit for combat, which from my understanding was more than necessary for you to reach the Reanimator's lair. I was only able to subdue the ethereal within you with the use of a trap, which would have required the Reanimator to come to us, just as you have. Troubled memories can cloud the mind and torment the spirit. With my guidance, you can move past these painful thoughts and begin anew. My knowledge of spirits has allowed me to devise a trap with which we were able to contain you and the ethereal that controlled you. It was not until the noose was firmly around your neck.
Oh, well, that was a quick quest completion. Mrs. Constance says I'm not supposed to talk to you. Why is that? Because you have evil in your tummy. What the heck? You are the one that was possessed. You stay away from me and the children, or I'll scream and Captain John will come deal with you as he should have from the start. Well, she wants me dead. Calm down, lady. I don't mean you any harm. I just wanted to talk. Please just leave me alone and stay away from the children. So now that she told me that, I'm going to talk to the child. I'm not talking to you, but you're talking to me right now. Oh no, don't tell Miss Constance I'm not supposed to. Your secret is safe with me, so there's some humor here. You look mean. I am the meanest. What but why? To keep you safe from the monsters. Oh, okay, then I don't like monsters. Me neither. So it looks like this kid does want to talk to us. That's interesting. Did you know Miss Constance? She's not my real mom. She says we're a family now, but I miss my real family. I think she's weird. Do you know where my mom and papa are? No, I'm sorry, I don't. Where did you last see them? At our house where we live. It's in Burwich Village, which is a lot nicer than this place. The last time I saw my papa, he had to leave late at night to go be a soldier. Then Mama, she locked us in our room and said we had to keep quiet. There were scary noises outside and yelling. We heard Mama scream, and then it got really quiet and we were scared. I fell asleep though, and then in the morning the door was locked and I couldn't hear nothing outside. But then Mr. Bourbon came and he kicked the door open. I thought he was a robber at first, but he turned out to be nice. He made us cover our eyes and said we were going on a trip to a special place. This place doesn't seem very special though. We've been here forever now and I just want to go home. I want to see Mama and Papa again. If you see them, can you tell them to come get us? I'll keep an eye out for your parents. I think that was the guy who's committed suicide and left the letter. I want to guess his wife turned into one of those monster things.
What do you want?
Alrighty. That's literally what I would have said to that guy. You must be the taken. The rumors have been spreading about. Now, I ain't going to judge, as I heard you've been done right by us. There's a lot of like slang going on here. That undead mess in Lower Crossing. My name's Edwin and I do the cooking around here. Pleased to meet you. I ain't gonna pretend that what I make is good or even edible, but it fills up the gut and keeps you going. Can't do much without some proper equipment and supplies. If you ever want a bowl of Edwin's special, you just let me know. Okay, keep that in mind. Alright, let's talk to this person. Sorry to bother you, but if you're headed towards Whitmore, can you keep an eye out for my brother? Who is he? His name is Milton. Milton Hart. He was a soldier in the Imperial Army when we fled Berwick. He volunteered to cover our escape. He always had a penchant for heroics. But it has been weeks and we've not heard from him. I dread to think that he may have become one of the dead. He always wore an amulet I gave him years ago to keep him safe. Now I fear it may be preserving him in undeath. I wish nothing but for my brother to be allowed to rest in peace. Will you do this for me? When we last saw each other at the Sudden Hollow in Whitmore, so I'm afraid he's still there. I will do what needs to be done. Interesting. What's in here? The people of Devil's Crossing do not trust you with their innermost needs. A respected reputation is required to access the bounty table. Respected. So, we are not even friendly. Okay, so we got a ways to go to get access to that. I guess, so if you do the bounties, I'm going to guess that's how you earn your reputation. I hear you've been cleaning up out there in Lower Crossing. If you're going to keep fighting those bastards, you'll need better equipment than that. Here's something you'll likely never see again in this world, stranger. Something for nothing. Take some iron coin off my hands. I don't need it no more. It's weird, he just wants to give us money. They killed my Annabelle back when the village was first overrun. Ain't nothing gonna bring her back. And if it tries, I'll put a bullet through its skull. I ain't got nothing left but revenge. So I pay good iron to those willing to put down those abominations. Take Pharos, Gilius, and Negan for instance. Used to be all good men, defenders of the Empire. Now nothing more than shambling fiends stalking the swamplands of Whitmore. Slaughter them. Okay. Put them in the dirt like they ought to be, and I'll give you some more iron from my stash. Alright, looks like we got a bounty. And what are they giving? 250 iron? Alright. 915 iron, that's good. Wonder if we can buy any more gear. Let's see. Looks like a lot of this stuff we can't even wear. We don't have a belt. Nor shoulders. 13 health regen per second. That's pretty good. I think I'm just going to pick up that belt. And now we're broke again. I know this person had a quest, so let's go talk to them. Come on. How do I get in here? Oh.
Welcome to my workshop. I saw you fighting the dead out in Lower Crossing, and I dare say you were absolutely brilliant. Evidently, cutting you off that noose was the best decision the captain made that day. Ah, where are my manners? I'm Kasparov, scientist and inventor. What brings you to my humble shop? Rift gates, yes. The ethereals use them to get around. I was working on a way to close them, but then you stumbled through ours. We have never seen a human, possessed or otherwise, pass through one before. Not a living one, anyway. It was then that I realized that we could put these portals to use. There is something about you that is attuned to the rift gates, and I intend to replicate it. You don't remember anything, do you? I may have taken some liberties while you were out cold. It was just a few tests, a blood sample or two, nothing major. The results were curious. It appears that your body is still teeming with residual aether energies. Don't worry, you won't be growing any new limbs, probably. but I'm going on tangents here. I believe that with a correctly tuned pulse of aether energy, we can replicate this phenomenon in a controlled manner, as in without the need for pesky possession. I've been working on just the device to do it, but it needs power. For that, I require aether crystal fragments. You'll be looking for large formations of crystals with an unnatural green glow. They are strewn about the landscape now, anywhere the ethereals have left their mark. Shouldn't be too hard to find, especially around places with large concentrations of corpses. I'd check the graveyard. Be careful though, those crystals are a bit unstable around the living.
Well, we already have some, so let's see if we can turn them in. Yep.
Did you bring back the aether crystal fragments I require?
Yes.
Excellent. These will do perfectly. I'll just place them into my device here, and... Oh my, that's not right. Not at all. That pulse, it wasn't supposed to go off. Oh dear. 1, 2, 3. Yes, my fingers are still intact. Did it reach you too? How do you feel? Ah, very good.
Oh,
I'm sure
and a
a little
level.
more
Here we go.
Aether in your system won't do you the slightest harm. Okay, maybe it was a lot more. But you look fine. Fitter than ever. A real shame about the prototype, though. Showed such promise. Perhaps if I had more fragments. Ah, we've been so preoccupied with this Riftgate business that I completely forgot about my apprentice, Darlet. I sent her out to the Burwich Estates to fetch parts for our research, and she's been gone entirely too long. Seems her ineptitude carries beyond just the workstation. I have to say, I do feel a little responsible for her now that she's my apprentice. Could you please go out there and find that hopeless girl? Have you happened to find my apprentice? I'm sure she's probably in some cellar in the Burwich Estates. You can bring her back here.
It's a little
by
clue,
opening a
so she's
rift
definitely in the cellar.
As a matter of fact, if you find others stranded out there, you could do the same for them.
And we got another level, so let's go physique. Let's look at our build. I'm sure this is the most important thing for everybody. So the next part of this build, we're going to be working our way up to chilling rounds and vigor. But we are level 7, so once we get to level 10, then we pretty much changed over to demolitionist.
The captain send you over? He must have done quite a service with the dead if he's got hands to spare for old Barnabas. Let's get to business, yeah? Our wind pump's broken down again and we're running low on water. We're all out of parts, so I can't fix her up. Can always melt down what weapons we have, but I'm not too fond of being devoured in my sleep. I'll need scrap from Lower Crossing. Search the ruined houses and the old dumping grounds on the far side of Lower Crossing, past the burial hill. Smash some junk. Search the bodies of those things roaming around out there. Where you get it isn't that important to me, just that you get it soon. We're running out of drinking water. Nothing to be said about ever taking a bath again.
Now I thought I already had scrap.
Did you get the scrap? Search the ruined houses.
Okay, so let me go check, because I thought we had scrap. Oh, I'm looking at the quest up here. Looks like we collected 4 out of 5, so we just gotta get one more.
Something like I was better. I can't do that yet.
Looks like this guy's got some more to say.
So Bourbon let you stay. Man is far too trusting. You'll slip eventually. Don't be going far. My noose is lonely.
That guy sounds like a real piece of work right there. Somebody here. This bridge was once connected. It was crossing to the Arcovian foothills in the northwest. It must be restored before you can cross it. 6 scrap and 3,000 iron bits to repair. Alright guys, well it looks like we're coming up on about an hour of playtime. That's going to be it for today, so I want to thank everybody for watching the video. We got to level 7. I had hoped to get to level 10, but it took a little bit longer than expected. Hopefully now that we're getting stronger, we can kill things faster and make a little bit more progress. This is going to be part 1 of a multi-part video series to build the Purifier build. Once I get to the last video, I will go ahead and do the full link to the build and its future plans with gear. But until then, just stay tuned, follow my progress with this build, and we'll do it together, and hopefully this will be a really good build for everyone, and it'll be a lot of fun for everyone to play. So again, thanks for watching, and I'd like to appreciate a like and subscribe if you guys enjoy the content. Again, any recommendations in the comments would be greatly appreciated. This is Forever Mr. 11. Peace.